Admiral Zexthera clicked his mandibles in amusement as he reviewed the intelligence reports from the Outer Rim. The blue-green world designated as Sol 3 continued its pathetic attempts at space exploration, barely managing to establish rudimentary colonies on their own moon. The hegemony scouts had been monitoring this species, humans, they called themselves, for nearly 2 centuries, and the consensus among the council was unanimous: they posed no threat to galactic civilization. "Look at this," Zexthera's aide, Commander Vector, gestured toward the holographic display showing Earth's orbital infrastructure. "They've managed to construct 17 space stations, and they consider it an achievement. The Zolonians built more than that before they learned to walk upright." The bridge crew of the dreadnought Eternal Dominion erupted in chittering laughter. These humans had taken millennia to crawl from their caves to their primitive rockets, while every other species in the hegemony had achieved faster-than-light travel within centuries of developing agriculture. "Their military is particularly amusing," Vector continued, pulling up tactical analyses. "Nuclear weapons, can you imagine? They still rely on splitting atoms for their most powerful armaments. Meanwhile, our weakest patrol craft could crack their planet like an egg with a single quantum disruptor burst." Admiral Zexthera leaned back in his command throne, savoring the irony. 300 species bowed before the hegemony's might, their combined fleets numbering in the millions of vessels. And here was this backward little world, completely oblivious to the vast empire that surrounded them, playing with chemical rockets like children with toys. The decision had been made months ago during the Grand Council session on Hegemon Prime. Earth would serve as the perfect demonstration world, a living example to show rebellious colonies what happened to planets that thought they could stand against the hegemony. The humans would be obliterated publicly, their dying screams broadcast across 1,000 worlds as a reminder of the hegemony's absolute power. "Sir," the communications officer announced, "we're receiving the final clearance from High Command. Operation Cleansing Fire is authorized to commence." Zexthera's eyes gleamed with anticipation. "Excellent. Order the fleet to assume attack formation. I want every ship in the Armada visible to their primitive telescopes. Let them see death approaching and despair." The hegemony Armada was magnificent in its terrible glory, 8,000 vessels strong, from massive dreadnoughts like the Eternal Dominion to swift destroyer squadrons. Their hulls gleamed with quantum shielding, and their weapons charged with enough energy to sterilize entire continents. As they moved into Earth's solar system, their presence alone should have sent the humans into panic. But something was wrong. "Admiral," the sensor officer called out, uncertainty creeping into his voice, "I'm detecting massive energy signatures throughout the system. Multiple contacts, thousands of them." "Impossible," Zexthera snapped. "There are no advanced civilizations in this sector. Check your instruments." "Sir, the readings are confirmed. I'm showing, by the void, sir, I'm showing over 12,000 vessels. They're decloaking." The bridge fell silent as the tactical display updated. Ships materialized from nothingness, sleek, predatory vessels unlike anything in the hegemony's databases. They emerged from behind asteroids, from the shadows of planets, from the void of space itself. Each one bristled with weapon arrays that made the hegemony's armaments look primitive by comparison. "Where did they come from?" Vector whispered. A new voice crackled over the communications array, calm, measured, and speaking in perfect galactic standard. "Attention hegemony forces. This is Admiral Sarah Chen of the Terran Silent Fleet. You are trespassing in protected space." Zexthera found his voice. "This is impossible. You're a primitive species. Your technology is millennia behind ours." "Is it?" Admiral Chen replied, and there was steel in her voice. "You've been watching us for 200 years, haven't you? Did you really think we weren't watching back?" The tactical display updated again, showing the true scope of the human fleet. Stealth carriers disgorged wings of fighters. Massive battleships revealed weapon systems that dwarfed anything the hegemony possessed. But most terrifying of all were the readings. These ships were operating on principles of physics that the hegemony had barely theorized. You see, Admiral Chen continued, we learned long ago that the galaxy was full of predators. So we prepared. While you were laughing at our primitive rockets, we were developing real starships. While you mocked our chemical weapons, we were perfecting technologies you can't even comprehend. And while you planned our destruction, we were planning yours. Zexthara's mandibles clicked frantically as he tried to process what he was seeing. This is impossible. No species develops this quickly. Humanity has a saying, Admiral. Chen's voice carried a hint of grim satisfaction. Speak softly and carry a big stick. We've been speaking very softly for 2 centuries. Would you like to see our stick? The first human weapon fired, a lance of coherent energy that passed through the Eternal Dominion's shields as if they weren't there. The massive dreadnought, pride of the hegemony fleet, split in half and died in the cold of space. Now then, Admiral Chen said as 12,000 human warships surrounded the remaining hegemony forces, let's discuss terms for your surrender.